Hi friends, Aitherea here, and we have recently reached 30,000 subscribers on this channel, which is a little bit of a milestone for sure. I know that in the grand scheme of YouTube, it's not a lot, but that's still a pretty big number. So I would like to thank everybody for watching and subscribing. And I went on YouTube and I made like a little post asking, hey, would you guys like to have a video kind of celebrating 30K? And if so, like, what do you want me to do? Because, um, listen, as much as I can come up with ideas for 14, like I have a notebook of it, I don't ever know what to do for this kind of thing where it's like you want to like celebrate or thank your audience or whatnot. I like always have like no ideas. So I'm like, I'm just going to ask the people, what do the people want? So yeah, that's what today's video is going to be. It's kind of going to be a little mishmash of all the things that people commented that they wanted to see. And some of those comments were definitely for like making a separate video where they kind of wanted a dedicated video, which maybe someday will become a reality. But for now, we're just going to make this little collage of a video with all of the different comments that I got. So the first one we're going to start with says, I really like hearing your opinions and thoughts on the game, so I request a long yap session about nothing in particular. Yap away, girl boss. I love that. Thank you. Thank you for giving me the go-ahead to just yap, because it's definitely something where I kind of struggle with because I'm naturally a very talkative person. I did Twitch stream like a couple weeks ago, and I think I talked for like 5 hours straight because chat was actually pretty cool that day. They were responding, we were having like different conversations, and it was really fun. But I feel like in my videos, I don't always know if people actually want to hear me talk that much. There's always a part of me that's just like, start over, you talked way too much, people don't want to hear that. Like, I'm not gonna lie, there are some videos where I have like multiple takes where I just keep starting over because I'm like, people don't want to hear you talk that much. Like, you need to start over and you need to talk less. And I don't know, like it's something I struggle with a little bit, but I think probably balance is good because I'm sure there's some videos where maybe it's okay to talk a lot and be myself and go on tangents, but then other videos, I definitely think it's good to have a script, like any type of guide video. Like a long time ago, I did like a guide on healing and I probably scripted it, but videos like that I think make sense to script. But even when it's a video that is more like my opinion, sometimes I still worry that like people don't want to listen to me talk. So it's always nice to find the people who do. So thank you for that. Next, we have a few comments that are of course about Glam because you know I love Glam and I post a lot of Glam videos. And someone said, I'm always interested in your glamours or glamour takes, maybe some of your favorite pieces or outfits of all time. Okay, let's switch over to the game real quick. All right, so I'm gonna like speed run my glamour plates. Like I'm just gonna show you what's currently on each plate because I feel like that can be fun. I feel like I've shown this relatively recently in one of my videos, or maybe it was a stream, I don't know. But here we go again, just so you can see what's currently on there. Okay, and so for favorite pieces of all time, okay, definitely we have this whole set here with the story spinner stuff. This is one of the best things they've ever made. Incredible. Also dancer gear. We have some dancer gear in this glam, but also just like the dancer gear in general, some of the best stuff of all time, but especially this one for Dawn Trail is one of my favorites. I think this top is so beautiful. I love the detail at the bottom where it's like shimmery and sort of, not opaque. What's the opposite? I can't think of the word now. I'm going to call it ephemeral because it is, but that's not the word I'm looking for. Diaphanous. That's also not the word I'm looking for, but like close enough. Close enough. Let's see. What else? I do really love this top as well. The chiton. I don't know how to say that word. Of Legend. It's funny because the skirt, I don't like the blue on it, but the top is so pretty. Okay, what else? specifically, we love this. I want more like face veils like these that are see-through because I just think it's so pretty and one is not enough. And I like can't tell you the excitement that I felt when they unlocked stuff because it's like one of the pieces that I get to wear now that I always envied like the other roles for being able to wear. Also, for store items, definitely the Galatia stuff. Like, oh, so god. I wear this skirt a lot too. Um, the other store stuff, I haven't worn it in a while. Oh, Cloud Dark, sorry. We get ooh. 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 Yeah, the Cloud Dark stuff is really good. um, what was the story? Okay, listen. I'm getting there's so much good stuff in this game. It's insane. I'm like, am I missing anything? Listen, 2B is a classic. I don't care what you say. We like the tycoon leggings, but hold on. I was gonna talk about this. So the gown of light, like the Minfilia modish attire, this has been one of my favorites for a long time. I don't wear it as often anymore, but I still think it's like so cute and wonderful and lovely and just there's too much good stuff in the game and no, you know what? No, there's not. There's not. I'm like I'm so happy that we have the amount of glam that we do and there's so much good stuff. It's so good. Okay, let's move on. There's a few similar comments. Let me see what they were. Okay, Mog Station regrets and favorites was the next one. And I did show a few of the favorites already. Like I said, this Minfilia modish attire and the Glacia one. Let's open the armoire here and see what else we've gotten here. Oh, okay, the Warden one, I specifically really like the bottoms. Isn't that kind of funny? I mean, I like the Warden outfit in general, but the bottoms and the hat are really, really nice. They look funny here, but trust me, they're so good. Like, what am I? Let's go back to tops. I feel like it's easiest for me to tell this is super cute. Okay, and then as for regrets, I mean, I don't know that I regret the one pieces, but I do feel like if you're gonna spend your money on Mog Station stuff, the one pieces are just not really it. Because in this one you can't dye yet, which surprises me. Some of them you can dye now, like the Gaia one, you can actually dye. But it's one of those things where I think these are really good for when you have like whenever I unlock a crafter, and it's like level 0, level 1, whatever. Technically they're level 1. And you level it up like a teensy bit, but like you don't happen to have any gear in your inventory. I am the person that like doesn't bother to go and get more gear. So I end up putting one pieces on those. I feel like anytime that you're like too busy or too lazy to glam something, the one pieces are always good. But otherwise, if you want to be like creative, they're horrible because you can dye them, but you can't, like, you know what I mean? You can't mix and match. It's such a shame that this Gaia outfit didn't get the same treatment as the Reen one. Where, because like also the Reen boots, like, want to talk about one of my favorite pieces from the Mog Station, these boots. Okay. I actually have a video on this already for pieces from the Mog Station, so I shouldn't spend too much time on this aside from just pieces that maybe weren't in that video, which the Galatia one wasn't. I mean, let's just talk about regrets, actually, because most of the pieces in here I really like. This one is really cute. I really like this one. But more so, let's talk about the regrets. I feel like a lot of the stuff in the Mog Station, like, there's always at least one piece that I end up really liking. But if I had to choose a regret, it would be the set that comes with this Far Eastern Beauties thing. Because I'm pretty sure I got that set gifted to me. Where's the top? But I did want it because I specifically wanted this hairpiece. And I regret to tell you that I have like never used this, maybe once. I have been trying for years. I've had this for years and I've been trying for years. I remember seeing this on Eorzea Collection and loving it and thinking it was so cute. And I don't know what it is about it. I genuinely think it might be like, let's make it like pastel pink. I love pastel pink. And let's try like a blue with it or something. I think it's the gold in the middle, or just maybe how big it is. There is something about it that like every time I think, oh, maybe this outfit, I can finally wear that stupid bow, and I just don't end up liking it. And I think it might be the gold. Maybe it's just because it's super extra. I don't know what it is, but I can't seem to like make it work for me. And you know, it's one of those things where like you see things on a Eorzea collection, and then sometimes they don't always look good in game on your character, even with the same outfit, as you think they will. And now, like, I've had it for so long that I feel like I don't even like it that much anymore. Like, it's almost like, oh, maybe it's too extra. I don't know. But if I had to pick one thing that I absolutely regret getting, it would be this set. I mean, like I said, I think it was a gift, so at least, you know, it's like I didn't pay for it. But whoever did, I don't remember, but sorry that I wasted your money. Sorry. Well, I do want to do a video actually on, because I tried to make a video about, I was going to do like the Mog Station things that aren't worth getting. But then I actually made the whole video. It's like privated in my videos. I even uploaded it. And then I decided not to post it because I was like, this is not Mog Station pieces that aren't worth getting. This is Mog Station pieces that Aitherea never uses anymore. Because I had stuff in there that I was like, this isn't a bad piece, and I actually think people would like getting this set, but I just never wear it anymore. So from there, I was like, need to like redo the video to be more of that than like things that aren't worth it. Things I never wear anymore, things I regret getting kind of thing would be better than not worth it. But then also I was like, wouldn't it be cool and or fun to do a video trying to style these pieces and like make outfits with them, like the pieces I never wear. And this would be one of them. So there's a really long tangent for that. I think there was one or two more that were about Glam. Yes, there's one more that was asking me about, I did a video about earrings, but what about bracelets, rings? I didn't do videos about those yet. You're correct. But what I can share a few, let's just see what I have. Let's just see, what do I even bother to keep in my storage here? Because that could be like a quick little way to, because I could definitely make videos about that. Oh, there's a lot in here. Okay, but if I'm going to pick some favorites, I got to get a different top on where you can actually see the necklaces. Oh my, maybe you can see it with this one. Yes, let me just remove that, get that out of the way. Okay, so favorites for necklaces, obviously Necklace of the First Light. This comes from Pilgrim's Traverse, the deep dungeon. You have to farm this, I think, to get all of the pieces, like, because there's a necklace, bracelet, earrings, and ring, which I would say are all my favorites. That's like literally why I made that earrings video, because I was like, ooh. You have to clear the final floor 100, like the boss there. Was it 8 times? I'm not sure. It was either 4 or 8. I don't remember, but yes. Also, the Lakshmi stuff, underrated. There's another cool one, the Lunar Envoy, and these are ones that I feel like I never get to wear. They're so cute, but I never get to wear them. Obviously, there's a lot of cute little flower ones. I feel like this choker, it doesn't look like much on its own, but it goes with a lot of glams pretty well. What's this? Moonward, and that one's just okay. Like, it's in there, but it's just okay. Yeah, I think, oh, I used to wear this one all the time. Whenever I had like a red outfit, I would wear this one a lot. And then this is good for any kind of like gothic dark glams that you want to make. This one might be as well. But I think I like the Crypt Lurker one a little bit better. A few bows. I like also never really wear these. I have them, but I like never really find a lot of outfits that I feel like they actually look good with. Especially these two kind of end up looking like a lot of them end up looking like too much, but maybe someday. Okay, let's see. What about rings? I don't have a lot of rings. Look how few rings I have. I've just never really been that into rings in the game because I feel like they just don't show up that well. But I have a few that I liked that I decided to keep because I thought they looked pretty good. Like, I think that's one of those things where it's like, I just can't see them. And I don't like that I can't choose, like, which finger they... Ooh, I do have this one on as part of the glam. This is again the first light one from Pilgrim's Traverse. Come back. Here we go. Moonward. I think the other problem with rings in this game is that a lot of them just look really chunky, so I don't end up liking them that much. Also, I think my dogs are barking at turkeys in the yard in the background, so if you can hear that, I apologize. Okay, bracelets. Bracelets I also don't have a ton of. We're gonna have to take that off. Can we see them with this? Oh, we can't see them with this outfit. Okay, that's not gonna show bracelets, nor is that. Wait, actually, if I remove that, nope, never mind. Me like, here we go. If I remove it, yes, okay, we could probably see bracelets with this one. I have a few bracelets here. Epochal? This is a crafting one that I think actually looks quite good. A simple one, of course, it has to be on the other arm. See, and I like this one for how simple it is. Lunar Envoy. See, these are so good. Like, all the Lunar Envoy stuff is really good. Do I have a Lakshmi one in here? I do. See, the Lakshmi stuff is, like, so underrated. It's really pretty. Let's go back, though. Moonward. That one looks pretty cool. So I don't wear bracelets on my characters a ton either because I feel like a lot of the outfits I have end up covering them up, but I did obviously keep a few that I really liked. I don't know why I have this Ronkin one. This one is just okay. I can see the potential in it, but I don't really, kind of surprised that I kept it. Same with this one. This one's like, eh. And once again, First Light, we love her. And then we have the bracelets of the sea folk, and these are so freaking cute. These are from Variant Advanced. You have to like collect. Do I have any other Variant Advanced stuff? You have to collect potsherds. I was like trying to. I haven't gotten them all yet, but if I did have them all, those would be favorites. And then for the bracelet, I don't have it here in my glamour dresser, but there are some similar bracelets. I think they're cornflower ones on the market board. They're like crafted that are really cute. I don't have any yet because I was kind of waiting for the prices to drop and never got around to getting one. I'll insert like a picture of it or something though when I edit this, but those are really cute too. So those are some favorites for accessories. Next up, one of them says, I remember you singing a very short portion of an orchestrion role. Perhaps sing some Final Fantasy XIV songs. I would like to. My big issue with like that and why I haven't is because I have no talent, skill, or anything whatsoever with like mixing and mastering vocals and music. I don't know how to do that. And we are past the good old days of YouTube where a girl could just like sing with a karaoke track or a guitar or whatever. I feel like the production value on YouTube now is like, why is everything studio quality? Like, what is going on? Like, I'm just a girl in my room making videos. Like, I don't know how to do that. And yeah, so I feel a little inferior and I feel a little bit like it's like, oh, this is give it all at home. Like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, we have flow at home. Like, and I don't really want to give that vibe. So, I guess if anybody with musical talent wants to collab, please hit me up. Contact Aitherea at gmail.com. Like, find me somewhere and chat, and maybe we can do like a song together. I feel like that'd be really fun. I'm not against singing, but I'm also like, I'm not a trained singer either. I just happen to be okay at it. And yeah, maybe I'll put like a little acapella clip or something into this video for you since you requested it. But other than that, we won't see Final Fantasy XIV covers from me until I find a way to make that work. I haven't had the courage to ask anyone to collaborate with me either. And because I always feel like I'll be like really into a song and then I'll get over it. Be like, man, I'm so into like this song that came out in the raid, and then I'm over it. And I feel like I'm like, man, by the time like somebody like makes like a backing track and like whatever, I'm like, what if I don't want to sing it anymore? I don't know. I am the kind of person that unfortunately I overthink things. Like I have anxiety about stuff. I overthink things and I like ruin my life for myself. And this is one of those ways that I do that. But for real, if anyone's watching that like has talent with music and stuff, like we could maybe do it. I don't know. But like I'm kind of shy about my voice a little bit. I don't think I'm that good, so like you have to be nice to me, but yeah, okay. Tonight our city bleeds red, blue, and green. As I walk in the dark unseen. But like the gray, the sky was draped in the colors of my heart have faded, gone. They're gone, they're gone, all gone. A girl looks to the stars and dares to dream. On the world she'd make her mark, it seemed. This phantom in my mirror staring back, I realize the girl is gone. She's gone, she's gone, I'm gone. Climbed every mountain, made it to the top. I had it all, or so I thought. Traded tomorrow for a lie, and found the price too high. The clock is ticking, counting down to naught. I'm out of time, but it won't stop. I'll bet my life before it's lost. The final line I'll cross. Ain't no going back, no going back, no going back. No one lights left here inside. I'll suffocate if that's what it takes. Oh, and those who meant to cast me aside turn their backs and leave me to die. You can try, come try, but I will survive. Look in my eyes, yeah, I know you'll understand. I made up my mind, now there ain't no going back. I made up my mind, now my heart's demanding. I'm ready to fight till there's one left standing tonight. Lightning will strike, thunder will follow. You're gonna give it all to me, to me, to me, to me. I gotta believe you'll set me free. Ah. Anyways, the next comment says, I also hate Occult Crescent. Can you make a video about Northhorn? I enjoyed the first one, treadmilled the whole hour. I don't think it was an hour long, but I'm glad that you enjoyed it. The reason I didn't make a second one, because I thought about it, because like, you know, Northhorn came out. It was because my critiques are the same. I was like, I'm gonna make the same video a second time, which is actually a strategy that some people do on YouTube. That's just like, oh, a year's passed, I'm gonna make that video again, and it kind of works for some people. So I could. It's just that like for me, it feels like it was yesterday. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not necessarily against remaking something if it's outdated enough. It's just that like it feels like I just said that. Like, I'm like, you could just go back, watch the Southhorn video. Like, I already did that. Like, that's kind of how it feels. But, I guess to give a little more, I don't know, like, I could make one, but I guess what I'll say now about it is that Northhorn was still really disappointing for me. Unfortunately, because I didn't like Southhorn so much, I feel like I didn't, like when Southhorn first came out, I had fun for like maybe 5-ish days, maybe 3 to 5 days, where this time I don't really think I had that much fun at all, like the whole time. I did like some of the critical engagements and stuff, but because I didn't like the first one and the second one was very much the same, I just was like not into it. And what I liked about it the most was the pot fates. That's like the only thing I like about Occult Crescent is the pot fates. And I do like the chests on the ground, but the sad thing about the chests on the ground is they're not on a timer. They're on a, you have to do content. You have to do stuff in here to get them to like respawn, which I hate. I kind of wish they were like Lev quests where it's like you pick up as many treasure chests as you can find, and then like slowly every however many minutes or hours, like one will crop up again. So just like Lev quests, you could do a bunch of them and then you could just leave it for like 5 days or something and then come back and like you are topped off again. because I don't like Occult Crescent. I don't want to do Fates. I don't want to do Critical Engage. I don't want to be in there. Like, I don't want to be in there. I would want to be in there if I could just go around picking up chests. I would want to be in there if I could just do the pot Fates, which you can kind of AFK and do the pot Fates because they are on a timer. But other than that, like, I kind of hate everything about it. Even like the new Fork Tower, it wasn't bad. You know, it was okay. It was fine. I just still think Castrum Lacus Latour was better. Okay, I'm sorry. I think that all of the raids in Boss Show were better. And maybe it's rose-colored glasses, but I still remember some of the struggle bus moments I have had in Castrum Lacus Latour, where like I got to play God and like I got to be that person carrying the team, and I didn't even wipe the first time. Like the first time I went into Occult Crescent, like the Fork Tower magic that they added, I didn't even, like, my party didn't even wipe. Boring. And I will admit that I did get in kind of late, but this is another critique that I don't like. I had to level up to 40 to be able to get in there. And I put a lot of hours in there for somebody who hates this content, because the one thing I wanted to do was Fork Tower magic. That was the one thing. And I suffered and pushed myself to get to 40. And it took me however long it took me, which I think I did it pretty fast. It took me like 5-ish days maybe. I don't know, but it took me a little bit because I had to get max level. And it's like, I don't remember how it worked in Basra, so maybe it was the same, and maybe I'm just complaining about, you know, maybe it's a problem with, but I don't know. But I just was like, I hate that I have to level all the way up doing things I don't like to do something that I wanted to. It was just frustrating. It was just frustrating. And I get it being like, oh, the fun like capstone thing, but like I wish I could have just done that. Like I wish it wouldn't have been tied to your level so much. And the other thing that I really hate about Occult Crescent that I don't know if I mentioned in my first video or not is the way that the jobs work with how they level up is basically like you might actually find a phantom job that you like. You might be like playing Phantom Bard or whatever the hell with like Samurai. I'm making shit up. I don't play this crap. I don't like it, okay? And you're like, maybe that's a really cool combination, except actually, never mind. Phantom Bard sucks. I hear that actual Samurai, like not actual Samurai, I hear like Phantom Samurai is really cracked, but like whatever, maybe you really like that. Maybe you find a cracked Phantom job. Maybe you find some sort of combination that's really fun. Too bad, because once you level up to max, you are like, you don't have to switch off of it. You could just be like stubborn and be like, no, I'm not going to. But then you're throwing all of that EXP for any time you spend in there in the trash, right? Because the more Phantom jobs you level up, the more power you get in Occult Crescent, because you get stacks of that like extra buff. It's similar to the medal system in Baja, but worse, because the medal system, like you weren't going and leveling up different jobs. It was just like you just leveled up and you could level past the highest level. Like basically you get to the highest level and then the medal gives you stacks of you could choose buffs. You could choose between DPS, like mitigation buff, or like defensive buff type thing. And I don't remember, I think there was a third one, but I don't remember what it was. So most people just stacked on the DPS, right? Because best defense is a good offense, right? And plus everybody likes the whole like power fantasy, right? So it made sense in Baja. It worked well. You never felt like you were like wasting anything. Like you could switch jobs as much as you want and it was fine. Where I think in Occult Crescent, you find a job that you like. And so far haven't really found one that I like that much, but I do like the raise on Chemist and White Mage. And I don't get to do that. I don't get to have that raise as often as I want because I leveled them both to max, and it's like, it feels bad. It feels actively bad to me not to switch to like level something else, especially because like the extra power that you get will eventually be very helpful to you. I mean, not for me because I don't like Occult Crescent, I'm not going in there, but especially if you're going to do like the extreme version of either of the Fork Towers or whatever, like having that extra power can be useful. And anyone who enjoys DPSing is probably going to enjoy having that extra power. So I just really don't like how that system works, because you can't keep playing the job that you like the best. You have to switch until you get them all to max, which takes a while. So that's a little mini rant about Northhorn. I hope you enjoyed. Next comment says, I'd like to hear about when exactly the game clicked for you. When and why did you find yourself playing and thought, this is great and I can't get enough? I always end up watching those kinds of videos because I find it true that at first the game is a bit intimidating and overwhelming, but then it just sort of clicks over time. It all comes together for a genuinely fun, immersive experience where the MMO aspect is fantastic while also being a genuinely amazing RPG with a phenomenal story. Okay, so for me, I kind of grew up playing MMOs. So whenever I would like quit one, I was always like looking for another one. And that was kind of the case with 14. I was kept away from it for a little bit because I was like, ooh, sub game. Because up until then, I had played free to play games, which is why I'm going to tell you guys some of the complaints or criticisms I see of the game. I'm just like, you guys don't know shit. You don't know shit. I have been playing MMOs, free to play Chinese, Korean crap since I was like 12. You don't know shit. People are like, the devs don't listen to us. You don't know shit. Sorry to get aggressive here, but man, the games I play, you think the 14 devs don't listen? Those devs didn't even know we existed. It was like they were making a game and just like throwing it into the void. Like once they pressed publish, it didn't exist anymore. You think they read the forums? You think they went on Twitter? You think they watched videos of YouTubers giving credit? No. No, they didn't. They didn't care. They did what they wanted. Everything was a cash grab and you just had to deal with it. And they basically banked on the fact that people would stay in their dumb, stupid game because they had friends there. And it was true, because that's the thing about MMOs that I think like actually MMOs are kind of losing. Like in the past, the thing that made an MMO was that you played with other people. There was so much that you could not do without other people. So MMOs today, they are definitely less like that. I think they're more convenient. They're easier to play, especially because the people playing MMOs are all old farts, you know, millennials, not so much Gen Z, and sometimes boomers, but a few Gen Z. But you know what I'm saying is like the people that played MMOs back when I played MMOs are still playing them. I'm still here. And now they have children and lives and jobs and responsibilities and stuff. So of course the MMO has shifted because its audience has grown up and no longer has the amount of time to put in that they did before. And I feel like it's this weird thing when you become an adult that it's a little bit harder to make new connections. It's a little bit harder to maintain friendships and relationships and connections because everybody's busy with their families, busy with their lives, busy with their jobs, busy with whatever, where it can be a little bit harder to like maintain those relationships. So you don't have as many people that are able to put as much time into the game and that are able to be like, yeah, I have like 8 friends to raid with, or yeah, I have a whole guild of people I could just drop what I'm doing and schedule my life around this game. Because that was very much when I was a kid, man, when I was younger, the MMOs that I played, you were really like scheduling your life a little bit around this game, because it'd be like, oh, this thing is happening at this time. Let me tell you guys, I was such a freak when I was a high schooler with these games, with these MMOs. I used to go to bed like so late at night, and I would set an alarm and I would wake up at 6 a.m. for a guild run. I'm not even kidding. I can't believe I did this. The me today, oh my God, I cringe. I would never ever do this. And if somebody told me that they were doing this, I'd be like, you need to touch grass. I'm going to slap you. Like, what are you doing? But no, I would literally go to bed pretty late and I would wake up at 6 a.m. This would be like in the summer. I'd wake up at like 6 a.m. and I would get on my computer and I would get on Ventrilo with my friends and I would go to a guild run for some boss, because it was like PvP, and it was like you had to beat the other teams, the other guilds that would show up, and then you would kill the boss together, and then you'd get the drops, the loot, and then they'd get handed out to people and whatnot. So I would wake up to go to those runs at 6 a.m. and then I would go back to sleep until noon. I'm not even kidding. I can't believe I did that. I can't believe it. But that, so yeah, this is what I'm saying is like, this is something we could not do anymore. Like teenager me could do that. I could never do that as an adult now. This is not something that's realistic. So this is a really long tangent. I don't know why I've lost my track of why I'm talking about this stuff. This happens to me a lot when you let me off my leash. So why did I play 14? Because it was an MMO. That was pretty much it. I was just like, yeah, okay. So it was one of those things where like, it wasn't like, oh, the game had to like click. I just was like, I was used to it. Like a lot of people will talk about how they find ARR to be such of a struggle, and I really didn't, because most of the MMOs I played were worse, man. They were the kind of thing where like you just had to like level up to max level, get to end game, and then like do end game stuff. It wasn't, most of them weren't a journey the way that 14 is. So I think for me, if you want to talk about it clicking, it was one of those things where in ARR, I wouldn't say it was like the most amazing experience ever, but I was kind of like used to it and I didn't mind it. It didn't bother me. It didn't bore me. It was fine. It was just fine. So, but I think when it finally clicked that like the story would be good, because I did not expect there to be any sort, like 14 has changed the way I play MMOs drastically. Truly, I'm spoiled by this game. This game has low-key ruined other games for me in certain ways. It doesn't mean like I can't play them or enjoy them. It's just that I will be angry about certain things. I'll like go play those games and be like, why doesn't this game have this? Because 14 has this and this is like, that's who I am now. Because 14 has, same with like the community in 14 is incredible. I know like we have a lot of people that like will talk, oh, the community is not good and stuff. And like, okay, don't go on Twitter, don't go on Reddit, horrible places. Like you will find the worst people there, but that's kind of probably true for everything. You're going to find the worst people from WoW on there. You're going to find the worst people. And of course, there's still some funny stuff. There's still some good people there, but it's, those websites are made for bait. Okay. They're like made for rage bait. Like that's how they work. That's how they operate. That's the posts you're going to see. You're going to see the worst. And that's kind of how the internet is right now, is like, I have to make clickbaity titles, sometimes even kind of like negative sounding ones for a video that ends up being positive because people aren't going to watch it if I don't clickbait them. It's so stupid, but that's how the internet is now. And like, that's why you have certain creators and stuff that are kind of negative and toxic that are like somehow super popular, because it's just like, even if people don't like them, they will see a title that makes them feel a certain type of way. Again, it's bait. So that's just how it is. Where was I going with this? Oh yeah, the community. I'm spoiled because like I'll go to another game. I'm like so much more sensitive now because 14 is so nice. Like everyone in 14 is always so nice that I go to a different like game, like Guild Wars 2, and I see people like the way that they talk, or like sometimes people are like rude to me, or like what, especially in like PvP. Don't go to PvP is horrible. But not even just there, like I had someone in a random map chat in an event. I was trying to help them and they like were snappy at me and I was like, okay, like they were treating me like I was dumb. They were like, I didn't need you to say that. And I was like, you did though. Like you literally asked. You asked for this information. I was literally just trying to be nice and helpful with the information I was like giving them in the map chat, and they like came back at me. And then I told them they had an attitude. I was like, I was just trying to help, didn't need the attitude. And they kind of did dial it back. They were like, I think they actually felt bad, which was like, okay, at least there's somebody that can, you know, take a little bit of accountability here. But it is one of those things where like, because the 14 community, because my experience within the game of 14 has been so good with the community, I'm like way more sensitive now on other games. So 14 has like ruined me. But going back to like the actual question at hand, like when did the game click for you? I think I have like two separate moments, because like I said, for most games that I had played before this that were MMOs, it was like there's no journey of like a cool story or like anything. You just want to like get to the max level as fast as you can. Like that's the goal, because the game started at endgame. That was how a lot of MMOs were. 14 is the opposite. The game ends at endgame. Screw endgame. Oh my god. The story is the best part. So I think when the story clicked for me, because I initially was like a cutscene skipper, right? Because I did not know that this was different, because all of the MMOs I played up till then was like, no, skip to the end game. Like that's where the game starts. Where 14 is like, no, the journey is the ride. Like that's what you need to do. I had a friend who played, who was like, who told me, no, you need to watch the cutscenes. And I was like, oh, okay. So I did. And I think for me, the part that really started to get me interested in the story was actually the post patches for A Realm Reborn. Here's a spoiler alert. I'm gonna put like, I don't know, a timestamp or something. But basically, the part in Ul'dah with the Sultana, quote unquote, getting poisoned and dying, and we like run away out of Ul'dah, and Minfilia disappears. That stuff, ooh. And then all the stuff with like the Garlean Empire, where they like kidnap Minfilia. I hated Livia with every fiber of my being. All of that, I think, was when I really started getting intrigued by the story. The spoilers are over now. But then there was a second moment, I think, where I had to have the game click for me, because I remember I played through the story in its entirety. And then when I was done, I didn't know what to do. I was like, what is there to do in this game? And by that point I was in a guild. And I remember asking people like, so what do I do now? And like maybe they gave me answers. Well, they did. I don't remember what they answered though. But I do remember that I felt very lost. And I actually quit for like 3 months. I just like was like, okay, that's that for now, I guess, because I just didn't know what to do. And I don't know what it was that made me come back, because I know I stopped playing for like 3-ish months. And I have no clue what it was that made me come back to the game. I really don't remember. Maybe I probably just felt like playing a game again, because I probably wasn't playing one. I was probably doing other hobbies. I was probably reading or like watching Korean dramas or something in the meantime. But I think I just had that itch again to play a game and to play an MMO, because I really didn't grow up playing like RPGs or stuff. Like I didn't have like uh, um, a PlayStation or anything like that. So we got a GameCube eventually, but that was like the only thing I had. I really didn't have like RPG games. Like I never played like Final Fantasy VII or like Final Fantasy anything. Like all these games that people grew up with, like the Final Fantasy games, Kingdom Hearts, stuff like that. Like I never, Zelda, like I really didn't have those games. I didn't have those experiences. So for me, the games that I had experience with was MMOs, which was why that was what I kind of kept playing, because I guess that's just what I was used to. And so I think I got the itch again just to like have a game to play. So I probably came back to it. And then I think that would be when it clicked, because I must have, found stuff to do. I think like I remember coming back and trying different jobs, because you guys know me as a white mage. I was a scholar. I started the game as like a conjurer, swapped to scholar at 30 because I was like, you get summoner for free, like because all the games I had ever played until this point, even though I played healer in every single one of them, you always needed a DPS class, because there was always like events or things like that where like you needed to like be able to swap and play a DPS. So I was like, ooh, a free DPS, that's perfect. I'm gonna need that. Not really. I mean, you can kind of play through them, like you can kind of play 14 without it. It is useful to have a DPS if you're gonna do like mount farming and things like that. It's always useful to have the other roles to be able to swap, but you could theoretically, and not even that hard, play the whole game without it. But I know I came back and I swapped. I didn't like swap, but I started leveling other stuff, mainly the other healers. I was like, I'm going to try these other healers. And I think that might have been what I did. I don't remember. I really don't remember what I first did when I came back, but that was like part of it. Was I think I started just kind of trying to explore the game and see what else was out there. And I remember like I did white mage and I didn't really like it at low levels, but once I got to like max level with it, I really liked it. And then I did astrologian, and it's funny because I'm not a big fan of astrologian, but back then in Shadowbringers when I was leveling it, I really liked it at lower levels. I thought it was really fun. Like the leveling experience was genuinely, I remember like genuinely having such a good time leveling astrologian. I thought the skills were really interesting. I really liked light speed. It was like wee. And I think there was such like a moment, like a fun time of discovery at that point, because I was still like so new to the game that I didn't care about like being good or this or that. I was able to just like press the buttons I wanted and enjoy it. And I know there's so much chatter about that. There's so much noise about that, about how to play the game. And sure, there's a mathematically right way to play the game, but I think we need to have at least some small amount of grace for allowing people to do what is fun for them. And like, obviously there's a line at which like, okay, you're having fun, but you're like making everybody else's life terrible. But there's also a line at which like you really shouldn't expect people to play this way, because that's like super optimization min-maxy, and it just doesn't matter. Like when you're doing normal mode stuff, like there's so much stuff that like it just doesn't matter. Like I don't even care if somebody does their rotation right. I don't give a crap. Just press some AoE buttons and we'll be fine. Like it's whatever. But yeah, I think like now it's kind of interesting to think about being like a more veteran player and the way that I think about the game now versus then, because I am way more concerned with like playing correctly. And sometimes it kind of makes me sad, because I think like I've had like the wonder beaten out of me to some degree because of certain parts of the community. And it's like, again, it's not like the people in the game, it's like people on Twitter and like social media that will have you believing that there is like only one correct way to play the game. And it's like, I'm a gray parser. for the most part. I've gotten like a few greens, and I don't know if I've ever gotten blue in like a savage or anything. Probably not. But yeah, it's like I think sometimes I feel like maybe I feel bad about that. Like I feel like I should feel bad about it or something. Like I think there have been times where I felt a little self-conscious about it. But then like I think about it and it's like why? Because I feel like any team that gets me, unless they're like genuinely trying to clear all 4 fights in 1 week, which is something I would not try to do anyway, I'm just like, "Ah, that's way too much time commitment. I'm not going to do it." I feel like most groups would be happy to have me because I have a good attitude. I'm a very consistent player. I feel like I learn mechanics pretty well, pretty quickly. It depends on the mechanics because every now and then there's a mechanic that I'm just never gonna get it. Like whenever there's like you guys remember like Rubicon where he like moves the moving platform and like no, I don't know. Those I always struggle with. And like same with like Endsinger Extreme. That took me forever to figure out the heads. I did figure it out eventually, but by the time I figured it out, I was pretty much done farming it. I don't remember it anymore. So there's a few, but luckily they're Doritoable. There's a few things that I can be like slow with, but for the most part, I'm a pretty decent learner, I would say. Pretty consistent. Don't make a ton of mistakes. Nobody's perfect, neither am I. But like I don't make a ton of mistakes. I feel like I'm a pretty good player to have in your party because I will keep you alive. I will attempt to mitigate those kinds of things. I will try to work around other players like the other healer and whatnot. Like I don't know. And it's crazy because like I like playing with my static. It was funny because my co-healer had like almost a blue parse. They were like a couple points away, and I had gray parse. And you want to know what the difference in our damage was? I don't know. I think it was like 300 or 500. That's it. DPS. And like not K, just 500. That's it. That was it. So sometimes the numbers are, I don't want to say that they lie or anything, but like sometimes they're not the best indicator. They don't tell the full story. And I don't think there's any reason for me or anyone else to feel like super upset about it. I think like if you and your team can clear, that is the most important part. There's nothing wrong with trying to get better at the game, but I think it's really sad that instead of like trying to help people improve, there's so many people that are just judgmental and just condescending and want to put people down. And I don't know, it just feels like there's some people out there that just want to steal your joy and we can't let them. So I guess if you're put it in the, let's have some claps in the chat for the gray pursers or something. I don't freaking know. But either way, I think if you're having fun, if your group's having fun, that's the most important thing. And not everyone's even doing Savage anyway. And that was like a whole tangent about this, but since I was reminiscing about my time as a new player and kind of like when the game started clicking for me, it kind of just made me think about the difference of how I think about the game now versus then. And I'm definitely a more like, I guess, min-max brained now than I was then, especially because I remember like I definitely was like a super overheal and I always put healing first. I find myself putting DPS first and I hate it because like I want to be a healer. I don't know. I've been trained by the game and it is what it is. But we will now move on to our next question. Or not quite. It's not really a question. Oh, it is a question. Out of curiosity, have you played any MMO outside of WoW 14 and Guild Wars 2? Would be curious to hear your perspective on some of those games as someone who likes to hop around and casually play other MMOs during content lulls. I did answer this one directly on that post, but I said no to them, and it's like half true. Because I think like the reason I said no was because they seem to be talking about current day. Like that was kind of the vibe I got, was they're talking about like right now, how are you? And it's like I have in the past, but because like I said, I grew up playing MMOs. I kind of already talked about this, but they aren't MMOs that are like worth talking about right now because like I couldn't make a video about any of those MMOs because I don't even think they even exist anymore. So, you know, and it's just like one of those things. But nowadays, I'm much more interested, I would say, in RPGs because I didn't grow up playing them. So it's kind of like this whole new world for me to discover. And like, I'm still playing MMOs, obviously. Like right now, I'm really into Guild Wars 2. I've tried WoW. It just can't seem to hook me. It's like a game that I like want to like because I'm like, the business brain side of me is like, that would be great. because WoW has a like really big following compared to the other MMOs. And of course, the MMOs I like the best are the niche ones. And I do think 14 is getting a little bit less niche, but not to the point that like WoW is. But Guild Wars 2 is still very niche, I would say. And there's like really nothing, there's no money to be made on Guild Wars 2 as a creator. At least I don't think so. I know there are some creators I think that are doing okay in the Guild Wars 2 space because they have like a lot of patrons and stuff on like Patreon and things like that. But it's definitely not something that I would step into just being like because I want to make money. But I obviously still have made videos about Guild Wars 2, and I probably still will because the reality is that I enjoy the game, and so I want to like share some of that because I do enjoy it. And yeah, that's kind of what it comes down to, is it's just like it's another game that I like. And this channel has been mostly about 14 because for the longest time that was really like the only game that I played. But I do really want it to just be kind of like a general gaming channel where anytime that I play a game, I can come on here and talk about it and make a video about it. And it's one of those things where I have so many ideas about 14. It feels so easy because I've played it for so long. But when it comes to other games, I don't always know what kind of videos to even make about them, like especially RPGs, because it's a little bit different of a beast. But I have made like some videos, like I made a video about Clive from Final Fantasy 16 and like how he's a really good role model for positive, healthy like masculinity and relationships between men. And I think that's kind of a cool topic. It wasn't like a super popular video, but I still, you know, enjoyed making it. So I'm always gonna kind of do that when I can, like step out of 14 and just make videos about things that I want to make videos about, because that's kind of the point of my channels. It's just like I make videos about 14 because I like the game and I play it a lot, but in general, I do just want to make videos about whatever game I'm enjoying in the moment. But unfortunately, in terms of like modern MMOs, I really haven't tried any beyond 14, Guild Wars 2, and World of Warcraft. I know back in the day I tried Lost Ark when it first came out. I hated it. I made a video about it and then it got a lot of dislike and I took it down because at the time I just was like, I couldn't deal with the heat. I didn't have a backbone for it and I didn't want the negativity, and that is something that I struggle with a little bit as a content creator, is like you're going to get those negative comments. You're going to get people that misinterpret you, misunderstand you, or even if they do understand you, they just hate what you have to say and they're going to hate you for it. It's a volatile place, the internet. So whenever I like listen, I will be honest with you, I am a more opinionated person, I think, than I actually show in my videos, because I just struggle to deal with the feedback that I get on those kinds of videos, because you get a lot of comments of people that treat you without any respect whatsoever, like you're stupid. It doesn't matter how well you script the video. It doesn't matter like how respectful you are in the video. Obviously, there are some people that do comment respectfully, even in disagreement, but most of the time, it's kind of rough. It's kind of rough. And a lot of times I'm just talking about games. Like I'm not talking about politics or anything. Like I'm just talking about games, and it's rough. So I kind of do avoid being, I don't know. It's like I avoid videos that I think will be controversial, even if it's just about like a take about a game. And I also avoid, like being super opinionated, even though I think I am probably more of an opinionated person than I come across. If you ever catch my streams, you'll probably see a little bit more of that, because like when it's like live and I don't have like a script that I'm following, because even if I don't script my videos, I have like a bullet pointed list of things that I want to talk about and say to like keep me on track, like an outline essentially. So you just don't see as much of it, where like when I'm live streaming, it's just like I don't have that. I don't have anything to, I don't have a leash. You can't let me off of my leash. I don't like being off of, I mean, sometimes I like being off of my leash. I do with the yapping, but with like the opinions, I'm like, I don't always like being off of my leash, because then I get people in the comments who are like really unhappy with me, and I don't even say anything that's like, you know what I mean? Like I'm not even talking about like politics most of the time. It's just like, it's just things that like, about games, and it's like, I don't know, but I just don't do that well. It's hard. It's really hard. It's really hard like putting yourself out there and having a bunch of people judge you, and they think they know you because like you posted all these videos. You know, I've got like probably over 100 videos on my channel. Who knows how many? I've got probably maybe 200. I have no idea. So people think they know you. They think they know all about you. Even if you have like a Discord, and I was pretty active in my Discord when it existed, but still, it's like you think you know me, but let's be real, you don't actually know me. So it's just tough. It's just a tough thing to deal with. But yeah, that was another long tangent about content creation that came off of the question about MMOs. But I don't think I would. I'm not as interested in MMOs. Like, obviously, I still play them, but they're just such big games with such big systems. There's so much to them. Like, they're kind of overwhelming that I don't really. I feel like I can only have like one at a time. And the only reason I can do like Guild Wars 2 and 14 at the same time is because like 14 will have like a content lull and then I can go on vacation in like Guild Wars 2, and Guild Wars 2 is super easy to just put down because there's no subscription, and the way that the game works, it's like horizontal progression. I never really feel like, oh my god, I have to do this now and we're gonna miss something. Like the FOMO is just really not there the way that it is for other games. And even with 14, like I feel like I need to get on stuff when the patch drops, because if I don't do the new raid when it drops, then I'm gonna like, if I come back like months later, oh my god, my gear level is like everybody out gears it, and like the sync isn't good and like all this stuff, right? Like that's kind of the downfall to it. Like the thing about 14 is it's most fun when it first drops. So I have to like be there when it first drops because that's when everything is the best. Where in Guild Wars 2, I haven't been there ever for when something first drops. I won't be able to until their next expansion, which is like more than a year out from now. So I'm not worried about it. So I can easily jump in and out of that game. It really doesn't matter. So yeah, I don't really want to approach too many MMOs because it's just like, it's just too much. And I have to be in the mood for it too. Sometimes I'm not in the mood for a new MMO. I'm not shopping for a new MMO. And yeah, so maybe we'll see more RPGs on my channel. I feel like if an MMO got like really big, or there was like a lot of my friends were playing it, I probably would maybe try it, but I don't know, I'm not that hard to persuade. I feel like my friends start playing something and I'm like, I'm gonna come play it with you. My friend really wants me to play WoW Classic with him, hardcore, for his birthday, so maybe we'll see something of that. That could be a really hilarious stream. We'll see. Okay, and then the final one that I'm gonna respond to today. The final one that I'm going to respond to today. There, I can't talk. Can you stream Clair Obscur? No. I already played through, let me tell you a secret. I already played through the entirety of Clair Obscur. That's not the secret. The secret is I have footage of my entire playthrough. I have footage of all of it. Because I was like, maybe I'll do like, because I was like, I want to find ways to like do more games on my channel, right? Like share more games. And Clair Obscur, oh, incredible. Incredible game. If you haven't played it, you have to. But, so I did do like some more kind of like analytical type videos, I think, kind of like video essay videos on that. But the thing with doing like the actual, like I can't, like I posted like one video, I think, of me doing like the prologue, and it's just one of those things where unfortunately it is so much work to like sort through those videos and have them like ready to put on my channel, because I have to go through them to make sure there's no issues with the audio or anything like that. Gotta make sure I didn't fart, you know what I mean? Like I can't have that. I can't just post them. And it's so much work for like 300 views. And I hate that this is the case, but it's just not worth the amount of work that goes into it when I could be making other videos that, like, I wish I could tell you the views didn't matter, but they do. Like, that's just the reality of it. Like, you're kidding yourself. Like, that's so nice for people that are like, wow, I don't care about views at all. I'm just like posting and like, and like, there are some videos where I don't care, where I'm going to post it because I want to post it because like, it's just something that I enjoy. And so I have posted plenty of videos where it's just been like, this is something I want to make. I'm going to make it. I'm going to post it. But there's just, I don't know how to explain it other than that I'm sorry, but it's too much work to put all of those videos out for like literally like no return. Like it's just a lot. I'm doing this all by myself. I don't have anybody that edits my videos. I edit them. So yeah. And as for streaming it a second time, I mean, theoretically I could. It's just that since I already played it, I already know the secret about it and all that, so it probably wouldn't be as exciting. Um, and I played it not super recently, but like recently enough. It's funny because I finished it right before the raid tier. So I finished it around January, which is actually quite a long time ago. But for me, it feels like I played it just yesterday. So I'm still too fresh on it to really feel like doing like a complete playthrough because it's like, oh, I already know that story. I really enjoyed it. I loved it. I had a great time. It's one of the best games I've ever played. But it's like, oh, I already kind of like did that and I'm ready for new things. So I'm sorry, but no, I cannot stream Clair Obscur. And yeah, that's pretty much all of the comments that I wanted to answer in this video. Definitely ended up being a very long yap video here. So for those of you that wanted a super long yap video, I hope that you have been well fed. As always, please consider leaving a sacrifice in the form of a like, comment, share, or subscribe. If you would like to support me further, you can do so by leaving me a tip on Ko-fi, buying me a gift on Throne, or becoming a channel member. As always, thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much to my channel members for supporting me. Bye!